what's good y'all? It's your boy Dylan aka Diesel, and we're back with yet another video. And thankfully I can finally say this, but 2020 has come to an end. Thank you. And we are obviously now in 2021. But with that being said, we did come to the end of a year, so I have to provide you guys my list of my top 10 pickups of 2020. Now guys, just a quick disclaimer. This is my personal opinion, and these are shoes that I still currently have in my possession at the time I am recording this video. So if I got a shoe and sold it, it's not in this list. These are all shoes that I still have now. With that being said, let's get into the list. And also guys, as I go down this list, I will let you know whether I got the shoe for retail or if I did have to go and spend that resale price. I won't tell you how much I spent if I did pay resale, but at least you'll know one way or the other. Starting off at number 10, I have a shoe that released on November 28th of 2020 for a retail price of $200, and that is the Fire Red Air Jordan 4. Now, luckily, I did get this shoe for retail, thank you, but the reason this is on my list, amongst other lists as well, is just because this is the closest we've gotten to the OG cut for the Fire Red 4 in some time, and they did add that Nike Air on the back, which everybody was hype about. So with that being said, this is my number 10. Moving on to that number 9 spot, this is a shoe that released slightly earlier on November 13th of 2020 for a retail price of $180. This is actually a collaboration between Nike and Sacai on the Nike Vapor Waffle. Now this is the Sport Fuchsia and Game Royal colorway. I unfortunately did not hit on this shoe, so I didn't get it for retail. I did pay that resale price. It's just a really nice collaboration. It's a really good looking shoe overall. It's unique, it's out there, and I definitely liked it enough to pay resale, so that's why it's at my number 9 spot. Coming in at that number 8 spot, guys, is a shoe that released on October 1st of 2020 for a retail price of $190, and it is another collab shoe, but this time between OffWhite and Nike on the OffWhite rubber dunk in the university blue color. Now, I did not get this shoe for retail, but I also did not pay resale because my girlfriend actually picked this up for me as a Christmas gift, so shout out to her. But that is another reason why it is going to be on my list at number 8, because it was a gift from her, but also it's a dope shoe. Overall, like, the look of this shoe is absolutely crazy, and it's just right up my alley. So that's the reason why it's at number 8. Moving on to number 7 and kind of breaking that trend of collaborations, this is just a normal shoe that released on August 21st of 2020 for a retail price of $100, and that is the Nike Dunk Low Samba. Now the reason this is on my list and at number 7, one, the colorway is just fire. Like, that gray, blue, and red all go together really well and has a nice contrast. And the different materials that you see throughout the shoe, like that subtle hint of red glitter on the blue leather, and then on the swoosh you do have that like carbon fiber red tint to it that looks just really good. Now unfortunately I did not get this shoe for retail. I did pay resale for it, but it's still a fire shoe, and that's why it is number 7. Now at number 6, I guess you could say that this doesn't count, but in my eyes it does. This is not a shoe that released in 2020, but it is a shoe that restocked in 2020. So originally releasing in 2017 and then re-releasing and restocking on December 5th of 2020 for a retail price of $220. You do have the Yeezy 350 V2 in the bread colorway. Now, iconic shoe, couldn't get it the first time around, but I was able to get it the second time around for retail, so I'm extremely happy about that. Just an overall clean shoe, it goes with a lot, and that's the reason why it is at number 6. So at that number 5 spot, we have a shoe that released on November 10th of 2020 for a retail of $100, and it is yet another Nike Dunk. This is the Nike Dunk Low Veneer. Some people call it the Skunk because it does look like a low top version of the Skunk. I call it the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shoe because that's just what it reminds me of. The reason that this is on my list and as high as it is because the materials on the shoe are crazy. The suede's all over, are buttery, and it just gives the shoe a really good look. And the colorway is just fire. So that's why this is at number 5. Shoe that released on November 14th of 2020. Now again, this shoe technically is not a new release. It originally released back in 2001 and then re-released now in 2020. And that is the Air Jordan 1 High Midnight Navy. Now, I did not get this shoe for retail, and I contemplated buying this shoe multiple times and almost pulled the trigger multiple times. Luckily, I didn't because I did not have to pay resale for this because my girlfriend actually picked me up this shoe for Christmas as well. So again, shout out to her. The reason why I like this shoe so much, and it is at that number 4 spot, is the materials on it are crazy. It's just a really fire colorway. I like the way that the silver pops, and it just goes with a lot of stuff. So that's the reason why this is at number 4. We are now getting into the last 3 shoes on my list, so those top 3 spots. And the shoe that is coming in at number 3 is a shoe that released on July 18th of 2020 for a retail price of $220, and that is the Yeezy 350 V2 in the Zion colorway. Now the reason this is so high on my list and higher than the Breads is just because this colorway was absolutely fire to me and I needed to get it. So the browns, the tans, all these different colors that you see in this knit just look incredible, and I like the fact that I had that really dark colored stripe rather than those lighter colors that you tend to see on 350s. Gave the shoe a really nice contrast and an overall really good look. Now unfortunately I did not get this shoe for retail and I did have to pay resale, but in my eyes it was definitely worth it, and that's why this shoe is at number 3. So some quick insight before we get to the top 2 and top 1 spots. These can be interchanged in my eyes. They're both really good pickups, but there is one reason why one is above the other. So with that being said, let's get started on the number 2 spot. Coming in at number 2 is a shoe that released on October 31st of 2020, or Halloween, for that retail price of $170. You guys should already know what it is, but it is the Air Jordan 1 High Dark Mooca. This shoe had a lot of hype and anticipation behind it, and I love the colorway ever since I saw it. Now people call it like the Broke Man Travis Scott one, as I said before in my review of this shoe. I just feel like it has a colorway all of its own, and it's just a really dope shoe, and it was definitely worth it. Now, I did actually hit on this shoe for retail, so God bless. I was very lucky to do that, and I'm very happy because I did not want to pay that $400 resale. But that's why this is at number 2. We have made it to that number 1 spot. My overall number 1 pickup from 2020 in my personal opinion, and it is definitely one of my growls. Now it dropped on December 24th of 2020 for a retail price of $180. You guys should already know what it is, but it is the Kobe 6 Pro Trogrinch. Fire shoe, again, one of my growls. I wasn't able to get it the first time around when it came out in 2010 because I really wasn't that into sneakers at that point. I was into basketball and watching it, but I wasn't really into sneakers, so it didn't really cross my mind to get it. I did love Kobe. Still love Kobe. Kobe is one of my favorite players of all time, and that's another reason why this is a grail of mine. But I actually have a really good story about this. If you guys want to hear the full story, check out the review on this shoe because I definitely went in depth upon it. But I did technically hit on this shoe for retail on December 24th on the sneakers app, and I was very grateful for that. And this shoe just means a lot to me, and it will forever stay in my collection, and I will be wearing it. But this takes the number 1 spot. So that is my list for top 10 pickups of 2020, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to go down, hit the thumbs up button, and let me know in the comments where my list stands against yours. Do you agree with my list? Would you switch some stuff around? Just let me know. But yep, that's going to do it. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, as always, stay hungry, stay humble, be an inspiration to those around you, and I'll see you all in the next one.